Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here in Svalbard. And I have to tell you, I'm at what I just called, and it's much more than that, the best restaurant at the top of the world. We're only about 400 miles from the North Pole. And I'm here with the chef, Alberto Lozano, and the restaurant is Husset. Husset, I got that right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Husset. And I just had the most amazing, I would say 10 courses, but I think it was actually 16 courses with wine. So getting through this interview might be a bit of a problem. We'll see what happens. But if you got your clients coming up to here for Svalbard, going on a cruise, going with Hurtigruten actually owns this restaurant. It's really mandatory that you book them here when they're here. We're going to talk about all that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Alberto, first of all, it was a magnificent meal. Totally, it blew me away. I got to tell you, it wasn't what I expected. How long have you been here at this restaurant?
Well, right now it's a little bit more than 2 years.
Okay. And how did you decide to come up here? I mean, this is one of the most remote locations I can even think of.
Well, I think it's a mix of everything. You know, I got the right offer on the right timing, and of course, I'm a lover of extreme sports. That combined with the ambitious project of Hurtigruten behind, I think it was the right decision to just come here and not to think about it.
Yeah, and you were telling me earlier, you actually go out and you forage for mushrooms, and somebody told me you have a fishing boat, so you go out and catch stuff and everything else up here, right?
Here we try to get as much as we can from the area, from the island. Me, myself, and my chef, we just go to collect what we can take from the earth, and then we have our own fishermen that they come with Svalbard cod, with wolfish. We also have the same for seal. We have our own hunters. So yeah, it's a big family that is taking care of this little restaurant.
And yeah, it's fantastic. It's just a little outside of town. It's not too far out. And it's not a big town. Let me tell you, I think somebody said there's only 2,500 people here who live here full time. We got the tourists here. We have a lot of travelers coming through who are going on cruises, who are going on tours and everything else. And I was part of that. And I'm actually up here to do a Hurtigruten cruise going down the coast of Norway. Tomorrow I got to leave. Otherwise I come back. Although I don't know if I can do this 2 nights in a row. It is such an experience, such an amazing experience. But tell us a little bit about the concept that you devised for this meal.
I think the concept is connected to the need. We are so far up north, we don't have as many options as another restaurant, I presume, can have in talking about how easy it is to get things. So we proudly use what we can use from the mainland, as I previously mentioned, from our little mainland, no? From our little island, not mainland. But let's repeat this one.
Yeah, so you have so we actually had reindeer a few times. You have it during we had seaweed, we had mushrooms, as I was saying, that you've picked from here. We have had, obviously we had scallops. We had, I got to tell you, one of the most amazing crab soups. Just a little cup that was just so super, and it just goes on, and it's all paired with wine from around the world, right?
Yeah, it is. And for us, the most important thing is that what you enjoy is as close as possible of our little island or belongs to this island, you know. Talking about the sea, our fish is Arctic, and talking about proteins, animal proteins, everything belongs to this island. This is where we go.
Well, that's it. I mean, the whole trend, of course, we're throughout in cuisine around the world is local. You kind of have to be local, right?
Yeah, it is indeed. We go one step further. I mean, even we serve the food on fossils that we collect here in the island. We serve the reindeer cold cuts on its own antlers, you know. So everything, this constructive obsession is guiding us to the next level.
Yeah, and in fact, there was a huge stone. You brought out 2 little things, and I've almost kind of got lost. Where's the food in the middle? There are 2 wonderful pieces of food in the middle, but it's on a very heavy slate. And actually, one of your servers told me that you've been out there in the morning trying to find the slates that are going to work for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. There is many options. This island has been in constant movement, and this island belonged to Caribbean island a million years ago. So now here in the glacier, we can find tropical fossils. we can find bamboo fossils, or we can find mussel fossil in up into the mountain, more than 300 meters up. I think this kind of romanticism drive us with happiness for the guests to see what we can do here in the island.
Yeah, so you have the plates. You don't. Somebody brought me a knife and fork. I said, "Wait a minute, I'm suddenly getting a knife and fork." I was eating. A lot of it is pick up and have a quick bite. You do have knife and fork towards the end with the meat courses, but in general, you don't really need it. Right?
No. I think this playful idea of eating us, maybe it's a little bit of my roots. I'm Spanish, so we really like to have different things and finger pick whatever we want. Maybe it's a big table at home. I would like to represent it here with the filter of fine dining.
Yeah. So here you have Svalbard tapas, if you want to call it. Now, what is your background? Actually, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, now I think it's my 27th year in the kitchen. I started in Spain. After Spain, I went to London. So I was in London for 3 years, and then I went back to Spain, opened a restaurant, and then after that I've been in France for 10 years. So this is, I think, my second culinary route is French. So I really, really enjoy being in France in the Alps in winter and dealing or running a chateau in Corsica for very nice, lovely 9 years.
No, and it's amazing. And how you came here just 2 years ago and now have adapted all of this local fare, local produce to create dishes that I don't think you could find anywhere else.
Well, I mean, I think that's the key point here, After all these years of work, of course, the kitchen never ends. But I'm very happy now, and now I understand myself that why this is so attractive for me is also to get out of my comfort area, go to a place that is so extreme, and I say extreme in a good way because it's wonderful, and start to cook things that I had never been cooking, and methods that
I don't think you cooked a lot of reindeer before now, right?
Never. But yeah, that's the greatness of it, They just dare to go for a new phase of my life, cooking wise with these lovely proteins that the island provides.
And it does have amazing stuff here at the island. And I mean, you brought out, it was actually a little extra, you brought out a couple of mushrooms for me that you said we just picked this morning. And they were lovely, I got to tell you. But every course was a surprise. Every wine was a surprise. We had sake and we had beer in the middle of what I would call a wine tasting menu, right?
Yes, I mean, as important is the food as the pairing. Close to me, I have very nice sommeliers. I especially mention Maxime, which is also restaurant manager. He's a fantastic sommelier, and he's really taking care of the pairing with the same love that I cook. So we are the perfect couple.
No, it is an amazing restaurant. Now, what would you suggest, because obviously we go out to about 125,000 travel advisors who are booking trips into Svalbard, as I said, cruises, but my particular cruise, we've been here two nights, and I was lucky enough, very surprising, they got me in here because Hurtigruten also owns this restaurant, as I think I mentioned. What would you suggest to them in terms of making reservation to make sure you experience this?
I mean, do it with enough time, mostly in, these 8-9 months that we call it high season, I think it's nice that for us to know that you are coming as soon as you decide that you're coming to Svalbard. I think normally what people does is just to book. That I think is wise. Our restaurant is not like huge, as you can see.
How many seats?
I think we are very comfortable with. We have more seats, but for this project, we are very comfortable having 30-35 persons per night.
It's not a lot.
No, but it's 16 courses. I think you understand that behind every dish there is a storytelling. So it is for the wine pairing, and we want everyone to experience it in 100%. As we would like to present it. So yeah, I think it's important that if whomever wants to come here, as soon as they got the decision of coming to Svalbard, they just book with us.
Okay, well, you can see the description. We're going to write where you can go to make sure your clients can get a reservation here. And the other thing about this, you are actually an historic building here in Svalbard. What did it used to be?
This it was like a social house. The human being came here. It didn't belong yet before. So they came here. They started to explode the coal minings. and that got big. And then these miners, obviously they have families, and there were not many options on that time, in this 1950s, 40s. So they decided to make this social house, and here it was post office. It was a place to. It was the church. You could have weddings, you could have funerals, you could have everything. School for kids, So it's a great building with such a nice soul that honestly I think it's a must to visit. Also, we also have guide tours during daytime, and I think everyone understands that. Yeah, it's a must to see.
Well, I don't think they foresaw that you would have a 16-course tasting menu with wine, beer, and sake here. It would have been a shock, I think. They would have, but it is an amazing place. It really, as I said, it's the best restaurant at the top of the world, but it may be one of the best restaurants in the world that you probably never heard of before yet, but now you do. So really, it is, and you'll talk about, it's a destination restaurant. You got to spend some time to come up here, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think also that there is so many activities to do, and between those, I think to invest one day just to sit down and get ready at 4 or 5 and understand that you're gonna stay with us for as much as you want, but around 2, 3, 4 hours, depending how eager are you to learn about this menu and building and historical of the island. I think it's well deserved, and it can be called an activity also.
Well, yeah, absolutely, it is definitely an activity. And there's actually at the evening there's not as much to do here except go to the bars. There are not too many bars here, and as you can see right now, it is exactly. Oh my God, it is 11:20 at night, and this is natural light, by the way. This is the land of the midnight sun. But I understand you're actually open almost throughout the year, right?
Yeah, we are open all year long. For us, it's important to provide this opportunity of coming here to every guest that comes. There is some different products over the year. No, we have the winter season that is, expeditions, snowmobilings, and so. Summer season provides. With Hurtigruten, you have fantastic trips in boat to see whales and to see polar bears.
And the famous Northern Lights, although I understand maybe going a little south is also good. But that's the Northern Lights here and Midnight Sun there, and that's why I came up here, was I'd never done this coastal voyage. I've been hearing and writing about it for 30 years, and the first time I'm doing it myself.
Yeah. But as I said, it's a lot to do, and it's very surprising for everyone that comes. You can read, but I guess you got the same feeling, no? When you see these mountains in front, there is nothing compared than to see them in life. You can see pictures or videos, but nothing compared than to see it in life.
Well, amazing, and we're actually looking there. Right up here, there's a glacier coming down through the valleys, and then today we saw some more glaciers. They're amazing mountains, amazing bays, amazing inlets. It is really, truly a wonderful place and very exotic, and it has one of the best restaurants in the world. So, Alberto, I want to thank you for spending the time with me, and also for feeding me so well tonight. I was wondering if I could do it. 16 courses, could I do it? I did it, and it's little. It's not that bad. I think I left a little wine on the table there, so I'm a little disturbed about that. But again, thank you so much for your hospitality, and I hope someday to come back.
Thank you very much for coming. You've been a very special guest for us. Thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report from Svalbard.